Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, all. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Guys, could you please confirm? Okay, guys. So in the last class, we are discussing about the functions. And in today's class, we'll continue with the functions. And from there, we'll see the modules. So yesterday, we have seen the what are the different types of functions are available. That is inbuilt functions, user-defined functions, and module functions. And what are the different types of arguments are available. So let us continue the same and let's finish today the functions along with the second topic called as modules, right? Now, so here we are having in terms of function, add function, and all these things we have discussed, how to create a function and how to call a function. And while creating a function, you are going to write a multi-line comment within that. It is called as doc string, which is called as documentation string. It is nothing but multi-line comment written inside the function. And a function can have with no arguments and a function can have with the arguments. So what are the arguments we are having is something like a function with compulsory arguments. Once you have created compulsory arguments, the compulsory arguments you can use them as a positional arguments or you can use them as a keyword arguments. If you are using as a positional arguments, order is important. If you are not using in the positional arguments means in whichever the order you are interested, you can write. The keyword arguments you can write in whichever the order you are interested. But positional arguments you have to write in the sequential order. That is the reason it is called as positional arguments. And a function with default argument. So function with default argument means you can call the function without using the argument, or you can call the same function with argument. So for example, if you have written here 2 comma 8, then automatically b value should be considered as 8 and it has to give in terms of -6. So what are the value you are providing? It has to take that value. And third one we have discussed is arbitrary arguments. Arbitrary arguments means which are in the star mark. So a star mark is there means it is considered as an arbitrary arguments. Arbitrary arguments will take the multiple things. And here in the A, it is going to store all these things in a single variable. So these are the things which we have covered in the previous class. Now let's move on to the one by one remaining part. Okay. So I have already discussed with you different types of functions. What are the different types of functions means? Inbuilt. Second one is called as user defined. Third one is called as module, which is stored in the inside the module. Now inbuilt functions examples like for example ABS is one of the inbuilt function. Okay, sir, how you can know it is an inbuilt function means which is in the green color is considered as inbuilt functions. Okay, now if you click on the shift tab, can you see here how many arguments are there? Every time you have to remember first how many arguments, what is the arguments, what is the type of arguments. Okay, this is the input and what it is going to give the output. Fourth one is what is the output. So total you have to ask 4 questions. What is the first question? How many inputs are there? And what are the inputs? In that, how many compulsory, how many default? That is the third one. Fourth one is what is the output it is going to give. For every function, these are the 4 questions. So first you are going to check here how many arguments are there, miss? How many arguments? One argument. So that one argument is nothing but x. So now the third question is whether what type of argument it is. It is a compulsory or default or arbitrary. It is a compulsory argument. So compulsory argument means we are going to provide the 100% one value. What it is going to give outside? Return the absolute value of the argument. Means it is going just applying the absolute means this one mod. If you give any negative value, it is going to convert to the positive value. Okay. So it is going to give like this. For example, if I write here -4, it is going to give the +4. For example, if I write here +4 only, it is going to give the +4. So basically what is the function they have written? Def ABS of x if x is less than 0, if x is less than 0, return -x. If x is less than 0, return -x. If x is greater than or equal to 0, elif if x is greater than 0, return plus x. That is the one which they have written in the backend. Now, this all the things has to work only when the x is in the data type. The type of x should be either int or float. In that case only it will work. So they have written here if type of x, if the type of x in either int or float, out of these two, any one of them is there only, it has to execute this one. For example, if it is type of x is neither in the int or float, this entire part will not be executed. Nested if. So first they have written, first what is the x value you are writing here now? First it will check what is the type of x. And if this is equal to int or float, then this remaining part will execute. Else, throw error. It is going to give the error. That is the code which they have written in the backend. Is the point is clear? That is the backend code. We don't know the backend code, but here what is the point we have to understand is, so it is just giving the output positive. Okay, so now in this particular function, how many lines of code? Yesterday we have taken only two lines of code. Now in this, how many lines of code is there? More number of lines. That too if and else is there. Either it can be if and else, or for loop can be there, or something can be there inside the functions. Functions, it is not compulsory to have only that. Okay, now ABS of -4, I'm going to have the +4. POW is one of the inbuilt function. Now let us take what is the, how many arguments it is having? 3 arguments. Second, what is the arguments? Base, exp and mode. Third, what are the types of arguments? Base, exp is compulsory, mode is in terms of default. Now compulsory arguments are two compulsory you have to provide. Now what it is going to give? Base to the power of exponent. What are the base to the power of exponent? That is 2 to the power of 3, and you are going to get the output as 8. In the backend, they have written the code return x to the power of y. I mean base to the power of exponent. This will be considered automatically the base, positional arguments. Since I have not written as a keyword, by default it will take the positional. Is the points are clear now? So here we are going to create the user defined functions. Complete user defined functions are created based on the user requirement. Okay, the user defined functions are created based on the user requirement. Now if I open your programs, what are the programs you have done? From where the program started means from conditional statements, while loops, for loops. These three comes under programs. Core Python programs are these three majorly. Before to that, everything is of one line. Just they are called as line of code. If they ask you take a list and append into a list means they are asking as one line of code. It is not a program. Programs comes under minimum 2 to 3 lines or 4 lines are there. They are called as programs, and programs will start from the conditional statements loops. These comes under programs. Now in the conditional statements, whatever we have executed earlier, okay, in the previous class, whatever we have executed, that one. Now if you remember, in the programs we have taken, these are all the small basic examples. So here we have taken the example like enter the marks. If the marks is greater than 90, print grade A. If it is greater than 80, print grade B. If it is greater than 70, C. Yes, failed. So here I'm writing a question. First let me write the question. What is the question? Write, or instead of writing here, just give me 1 minute. I'll keep this one as it is, and here I will write. Okay, already some question is available. Let us use the same question. 1 minute. So here write a program. Write a program that print grade A if value is greater than 90, grade B if the value is greater than 70, and but less than or equal to 70, it is grade F. Okay, grade B, if the value is greater than 70, greater than or equal to or equal to 70, but less than 70, grade F. This is the question. Now the question consists of what? Program. Write a program. So first I'm asking the user to enter the marks. For that, what I have to write? Input of enter the marks. And what are the marks the user is going to enter? He may enter either float or he may enter int or anything. So I'm going to write eval. Eval of enter the marks. And this one I'm going to store in the variable called as marks is equal to. Okay. Now what is the question? If the marks is greater than, so if marks greater than 90, print grade A. Okay, elif marks greater than 70, greater than or equal to 70, print grade B. Now else print grade F. This is the program. Write a program. So we are writing the program. So here I am writing in terms of 86 and it is going to give the output as grade B. Okay, done. Now the question is, I'm copying as it is the same question. Instead of this one, here I'm writing in terms of I want the function, not a program. Write a function. I'm asking to write a function. Now the same thing I want as a function. Now what I'm going to do means, here I'm going to create the function called as def marks or whatever it is, marks. Okay, and here I'm going to give some argument called as, or function name, let us give the grade. Function name is grade and input argument it is going to take the marks. And here this entire one, copy and paste here. Nothing difference. What I have done in front of you, copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste I have done. Anything else I have changed? Here it is asking the input function. Here automatically I am going to give the input here itself. My marks I will give as the input, argument as the input. So separately I no need to take the input function. So now once this is completed, I'm going to take the grade. Inside that, if I take 86, it is going to give the grade B. Now what is the difference between above one and below one means? Above one is called as program and below one is called as function. Now till now, whatever the programs you have executed till now, that is in the if and else and in the for loops, in the while loops, whatever the programs you have executed, convert every program to a function. That is your today's task. Every program, whatever you have done till now, every program convert it to a function. Whether it is in the if and else, whether it is in the for loops, whether it is in the while loops, whether it is nested for loop, whatever it is. You are writing one program means there should be some reason. Na? Okay, this is the question. For this question, you convert as a function. Let's take one more example. Within the conditional statements, let's try with one more example other than grade. Okay, and now this one. So here, if response, what are the response of the student is there? If you have completed all the tasks which you have stayed till now, if response is yes means there is a high probability you will get a job. Otherwise, sir is not responsible for your career. Something is there like this. Now this one you have to convert as a function. What do you have to do? Same program as it is from here to here, copy and paste. Sir, this first line also input also should be inside only, sir. For example, this one only let us take. Sir, this entire thing I cannot take as a programmer. I mean input function also. Okay, that one also you can consider. How, sir? Def grade and simply give empty argument. Don't give any argument. Means just add one line of code on the top. Just add one line of code in the top and copy the paste. Copy and paste here. Just add one line of code. Observe this one. What is the difference between this versus this? I'm bringing this one to top so that you can compare both of them side by side. Now, what is the difference between this one versus this one? Here total 7 lines of code is there. Here 8 lines of code is there. What is the extra one line miss? On the top you are adding the def. Def with empty argument. Nothing. Completed. Sir, for example, if I execute this one, it is asking to enter the marks. I'm entering 92, grade A. Now, this one after executing, now what you have to do means you have to call. Now tell me how to call this grade function. With how many arguments we have to call? With 0 arguments, because it was created with 0 arguments means while calling also we have to call with the 0 arguments only. We should not give any argument. Now I am calling with the 0 argument. Same question it is asking. Same answer I am writing. Is the point is clear? Exactly as it is, the code I am bringing inside, and I'm on the top I am giving no arguments. This is one way. Second, by giving the argument is one way. Input function, wherever the input is there, the input should be considered as the argument. Input will be considered as the argument, and whatever the value you want to enter in the input, that one only you provide as the argument here. Directly, assuming this one only is the input function. Is the point is clear, guys? This is second way. Choice is yours. You want to create a function with 0 arguments. This function was created with 0 arguments, and you are calling also with 0 arguments. Now this function was created with 1 argument, and you are calling the function with 1 argument. That is the difference. Okay. So I'm trying to minimize the zoom. So now you can see 3 of them at a time. This is called as program. A program is converted to a function with 0 arguments. Same program was converted to with 1 argument. Choice is yours. Now, sir, just simply I will keep only 1 line of code, sir. This is easy for me. Means go with this one only. 100% go with this. When you go with this, automatically input function also works. If you go with this, here only the input function will be there. Okay. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? Write up what is the difference between a program versus function is clear. Now, program is without using the function. Def you should not use. Then it is called as program. If you add the def for that, it is called as function. So like this, every program, whatever the programs, for example, let us take one more program in the while loop, whatever you have created. Let's take from the basic things to advanced one. Or in the for loop. In the for loop, I think we have created multiplication table, something programs we have written now, sum of the numbers, adding of the numbers, multiplication tables, all these things now. Let us convert them. Okay. Write a program for the list of even numbers from 1 to 20. This is the question. Okay. The same question I'm trying to copy here. Write a program to give the list of even numbers. Write a program. Okay. For writing the program with list of even numbers, you can just by using the range function you can go, or using the for loop also you can go. For example, they have given the write a program for list of even numbers between 1 to 20 using for loop. They have given like this. Okay. Now what you are going to do? For I in range of 1 to 20, if I is divisible by 2 is equal to 0. So 20 should be included, means 21. So I is divisible by 2. If the I is divisible by 2, in that case, we are going to append the list dot append of I, where I'm going to consider the one empty list, and I'm going to print the I value, print I. So now for I in range of L dot append of I, print L. Okay, print L. So now L is printed, done. Now this is write a program. Now the same question was asked in terms of write a function. Write a function, not a program, not write a function. Okay, then they'll not give the using for loop or nothing. Function will not be in terms of for loop or while loop or if and else. They have to simply give the function and we have to call the function. For this, what I'm going to do is def even. Okay, even s comma e. Okay, and I'm going to copy this entire part from here to here, and whatever the starting point they have given to me, whatever the starting point they have given to me, I will consider this starting point as s, ending point as e plus 1. Okay, now I'm going to create even numbers from 1 to 20. Whatever this starting s and e plus 1 is, then s is nothing but their starting point. Or in your case, to understand in a simple words, s is equal to int of input of enter the starting number. Okay, enter the starting number. Now e is equal to int of input of enter the ending number. So that here I'm going to take s comma e plus 1. Okay, now what is this? Starting number and ending number and input of. Yeah. So enter the starting number. I'm entering the starting number as 1, ending number as 20, and this is the list of even numbers. And the same thing here. This is the function. Just here, whatever the s and e is there, that I'm going to consider as input arguments. Wherever the input function is there, the input function will be considered as input arguments here. Sir, but in the question directly, already they have given 1 to 20 now. Why again to ask separately? 1 to 20 they have already given now. Okay, 1 to 20 they have already given, miss. Then no need to write s and this one, miss. Okay, we are writing like this only. Done. Sir, write a function also from 1 to 20 only they have given, no sir. Then why to create all these things for us? Okay, then you only give here in terms of just print even, and here only you write 1 to 21, and function was created, and call this function. Empty function you call. Copy and paste the code. If everything is fixed, no need of arguments also now. When we require arguments means when the user has to give a different number. Everything is fixed means now every time you execute even, it will not change now. Every time it is only 1 to 20, only even numbers will be given. For example, if you want 1 to 40, this function will not be applicable. I want 1 to 40 or 20 to 80 or 80 to 90 or 100 to 500 in between even numbers I want. These functions are not applicable. But 1 to 20 it is locked. This function stores only 1 to 20 even numbers. It has to be asked the user to enter what is your starting value to whatever the ending value you want. Then this function will work for all the cases. For example, if you give 1 to 20, it will work. For 1 to 20, it will work. Even for 200 to 300 also, it will work. Starting value is 200, ending value is 300. For any starting to any ending, it will work. Whereas if you don't write that, here you have fixed the 1 to 21. Every time 1 to 21 only it works. Is the points are clear, guys? So like this, any program of your choice, you just try to convert into a function. Sir, for example, this one is there, sir. List of range of 1 to 21. How you will convert this one to a function? This is a program now. This is simple one line of code now. How you will convert this one as a function? Very simple. Def even, okay, function return. I'm going to return this one. Return this. And this function, how to call this function? Even converted. Function was converted. This is a program. This is a function. What I have done, additional one line of code I have written. Extra one line of code. Now the question is, what is the difference between the print versus return? Okay, just 2 minutes. Okay, now what is the difference between the print versus return? Now here in this case, you are printing that. Okay, observe this one. This is the function, guys. Now this function was created with print. So I'm writing even underscore print. Okay, and the same function I'm creating with return. Even underscore return. Okay, now here I'm writing the return L instead of print L, return L. Okay, observe this one very clearly, everyone. Now this is the function and this is one more function, two different functions. What is the difference between above function and below function? Means above function is printing and below function is returning. Okay, let's see the difference. Now I'm going to call this function. How to call this function? This even print. How to call this one? Even underscore print. In the bracket I have to provide any two arguments. I'm providing the arguments are 1 and 20. 1 to 20 I'm executing and it is printing this one. Fine. Now this one I'm going to call even underscore return. And in this also I'm going 1 comma 20 and it is also giving the same. Now what is the difference then? It is giving the same. This is also giving the same. Then what is the difference? Sir, here OUT is not there, sir. Here OUT is there. No, that is not the difference because that is Jupyter Notebook specialty. Python is only code now. This is side. What are the numbers you are seeing? That is Jupyter Notebook user interface. Then what is the difference? Means here it is printed. It is printed. It is returned. Now what is the difference? For example, now whatever this one is there, I'm trying to store in the variable A. First right side part will be executed. That is printed. Printed one I'm going to store. Now this one I'm going to store in the A or in the letter B, something differently. Okay. Now I'm asking print A. Now what is the output you are going to get? First right side part followed by left side. First right side part, what is there? Print. So it is going to print that one. Printed one A. Now what is the answer you are going to get is none. Answer is none. Why none, sir? Because see guys, if I have given one ink to you, ink, normal ink. If I give the ink, you are going to take that ink and you are going to insert in your pen and you are going to use that one. For example, if I have already printed, I have written on a paper and I am giving the ink to you, what you will do? Can you store that one? Already written on the paper. The ink is there with me. Okay, let us assume some ink is there with me and I have written on the paper. I have used the ink. I have written on the paper. I am asking you to store that ink now. From the paper, can you extract the ink and can you store in your refill? Can you do that one? No, no. This one also same. Already it is printed means after printing, how you can store? Printing has to be done before storing. In a single line, either print will be done or store will be done. Both cannot be done. In a single line, either print will be done or store will be done. Both cannot be done. I have told for multiple times. Now, if you take L is equal to list of 1, 2, 3, 4. L dot append. L dot append of 5. Now, here L dot append of 5 means L will be appended with 5 Again, you are storing in the L. Now print L, if you do, what is the output you are going to get is none. Why you will get none like that? Because it is already, when it is executing on, it is storing. Means in that line store was done. In that line store was done. So store was done means already, again one more time you are asking to store means store is already completed now. It is already stored in the original L. Again you are asking to store one more time means it is going to give the output as none. And in this case it is already printed. Printed one you are asking to store means from where it will store. Something has to be stored means you have to give without printing them. So without printing, if you give, it will be stored. So now if you see here, print B, if I ask here print B is working. But print A, when I am trying here, B is equal to, if I am writing here and I am writing print B. Now this is throwing the none, this is giving the answer. So now what is the difference you are going to observe means, if the output, what are the output it has given? If you want to store the output, in that case, go with the return. No sir, I don't want to store the output, just it has to be printed means, if you write print also, return also, answer is same. If you don't want to store the output, you don't want to store from the function, you will get an output now. That output you don't want to store means, you can use either return or print, choice is yours. If you want to store the output, don't use the print, you have to use the return. Is the points are clear? Everyone? That is the difference. Let's try with one more example. Basic example, def add A comma B. Okay. Print C is equal to A plus B. Print C. This is one function. Same def add A comma B. C is equal to A plus B. Return C. Right? Now, in this case print, in this case return. Now in this case we are using the add 2 comma 3 and I'm trying to store this one in the variable D is equal to, and I'm printing again D. Print D. So for example, let us not store the output. I'm not storing, guys, just I'm printing the output. What are the output I'm getting now? Just I'm printing, I'm not storing the output. Add of 2 comma 3, what is the output? 5. Same as it is here also, just I'm printing, I don't want to store. Any difference we have observed means not even minute difference. Entire code is as it is. Instead of print portion, return is there also, answer is same. Now I'm trying to store this one in the D is equal to, and I'm trying to have the print of D, and this one also I'm trying to store in the D is equal to and print of D. Let us execute this one and let us execute this one. Sir, here already 5 is also printed, along with that none is printing now. What is this? When right side part is executed, automatically print C is executing. So when in the fifth line, in the line number 5, right side part is executed now. What is right side part? Add of 2 comma 3. What is add of 2 comma 3 means 5 is getting executed. That is the reason it is printing. Now coming to the sixth line. In the sixth line, print D is there now. Print D is none. So here 2 times you have used the print. First print, second print. 2 prints are there in this. Since 2 prints are there, for the first print output is 5. For the second print output is none. Here how many prints are there? Only 1 print is there. So that is the reason it is giving only 5. In this program 2 prints are there. For the first print output is 5. For the second print, that is line number 6 print is none. Is the point is clear? Okay, let us not execute 6th line. According to this, what we have to get now? Only 5 we have to get. None will not be executed. Is the points are clear, everyone now? Sorry, one more. Print D now. So that is the difference between the print versus return. Like that, any program, what are the programs you have created here? Every program you can convert as a, so write a program to some of the numbers given in the list using the for loop. This is the question, guys. This is my last example for today's within the functions. Okay, write a program to add the sum of numbers in the given list, using the for loop. Okay, this is the question, and we have written the answer like this. They are going to provide the one list, and for the list we are going to write like this. This is the program. Using the for loop we are going to write like this, and we are going to get the total. Now the same thing I want in terms of write a function. Now the same thing I want as a write a function. What is the function? Now the same question, copy and paste. Okay, write a function. Just 1 minute. Once this concept is completed, I will discuss with you and other things. So this is the function. Now what I'm going to do, def sum underscore list means it is going to add the list of numbers. And what is the input you have to provide? L. And what it is going to do? This one from here to here, because this is the input code now. This is input and this is code. Copy the code inside the function. What are the code you are having? Copy the code inside the function like this. And function is created. Now, sir, okay, sir, function was created. How to call this function? Sum underscore list. Now in the list, we have to provide input now. Which input we are going to provide here? What you have provided? This one only you provide. This one only you provide. If you provide this one, for example, L is equal to, you are going to write like this, sum underscore list of L. What is the answer? 110. What is the difference? This is a program, this is the function. So for function, every time one extra line will be there. Your general program versus function will have one extra line on the top, def, that is the extra line. The entire program can be converted to just one line. Now inside the program you write 20 lines of code, 30 lines of code, 500 lines of code. Just while calling, I will call with only single line of code. So 500 lines of code program you are going to write, and you will create that one as a module function. And once you share it to me, I will simply use the one line of code. So 500 lines of code I will not type. Simply I will use one line of code. My work is this one. Your work is this one. Your work means in terms of whoever the Python developer is there. Python developers will create the module functions and will simply use the module functions for us shortcuts. Every function will call and will give the input. Function call input, call input. Is the points are clear? This is about the functions. And now coming to the nodes, just in your drive, I'm going to upload the functions nodes, because yesterday I have not completed the entire functions. So that is the reason I have not uploaded the functions nodes. So just I'm trying to upload the functions nodes now along with the task on the functions, both of them. Okay, first let me upload the nodes. And second point, these nodes, whatever I'm having with me, these nodes are with respect to with the standard one of the batch, what are the examples I have discussed. But one of the student is asking, sir, we want our latest examples, what we are discussing with us, we want that notes. I mean, so that whatever you are discussing and whatever we are writing in the class, both will be the same. Right? Now, as one of the student has asked the question, I'm going to edit that one. Means I have to again modify everything. Again, I have to convert this one as a PDF, and again I have to add. It will take somewhat time, and I will do that one. But in meanwhile, by end of the day, today you will receive them. In meanwhile, I have uploaded the functions, And along with the functions, I'm going to add the task also. And let us give this folder name. Folder name as 0 or 1 for Python. And I'm going to add the task here. In today's class, I'm going to add the task related to functions. Done. Just check. Task was added, notes was added on the functions. Is the points are clear? Both are added. Task and this, both. You can cross check now. Right guys? So you'll have with respect to task was added along with the code was added. Please practice and try to complete. And now we are going to move on to the next topic, that is called as modules. But before moving to the next topic, if anyone has any questions, you can ask first. From there, we'll move on to the modules. Already I have given the modules introduction and everything, and what is module, how to import everything. Just I have to have additional 10 to 15 minutes of time. Now, yes, if you have any questions, you can ask related to functions. Earlier, one offline student is trying to ask some question. Sir, will you try the def function on the while loop, please? Sure. Even it is while loop, whether it is for loop, everything is same. Let's take an example of while loop. As one of the student is interested to have with while loop one example, let's try. Okay. Ask the user to enter any 5 numbers and do the sum of it. This is the program. Okay, this is okay. Komal Shekhar, if I convert this one as a function. Komal. Okay, done. As Komal is okay with the to create the function, I'm going to create the function def srk colon copy and paste. Function was created. Komal, function completed. Okay, just sir, what you have done, sir? One line of code extra. One line of code I have written extra. SRK, I will call as is like this. Again, I will enter the same numbers 20, 25, 15, 40, 50. Answer is same. Sir, than your answer, my question only has taken more time, no, sir? For writing that question only, he has taken maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes. Than that, converting the function only is easy. Just adding one line of code on the top. Simple. Explain. Written. What are the written is there now? Just it is going to give the output values. It will give the values. Now you can store them. For example, if I give for you numbers like 100, okay, 100 rupees I have, for example, let us take like this 100 rupees note I have given to you. You are going to store that one in your wallet. Now, if I printed that 100 rupees, okay, I have not given that one on a, I have taken one paper and I have attached that one. On a paper, I have applied on the glue and I have attached that 100 rupees note. Now, what you will do that one? Can you store that one now? That is the difference. Printed one means it is printing. Once it is printed, we cannot store. We cannot store. Once it is printed, so for example, if take any newspaper of your choice. On the newspaper, the words are already printed. Whether it is Telugu newspaper or English newspaper, words are already printed. The printed one can you store? The ink can you store? Ink cannot be stored. Paper can be stored. That is okay. Ink, I'm asking ink. Ink cannot be stored. Why? Because it is already printed. If I share directly that ink only to you, can you store that ink? That is the difference between the written and print. While giving common, 100 rupees note directly giving, 100 rupees note attaching on a paper with a glue and giving, both are same. Now one can be used, one cannot be used. If you want to see, for example, your requirement is, sir, SRK sir has given 100 rupees note to me. So I want to save this one in my home and I don't want to utilize this one. That is the requirement. That is the situation. Assume. If I give 100 rupees normal note also, you will keep in home only. You will not use that one. If I attach on a paper and if I give also, you will keep in home only. You will not use that one. Is the point is clear? If I attach that one on a paper with a glue, if I stick everything with a glue, now what you are going to do with the 100 rupees paper, that 100 rupees note means you will keep inside the home. Daily you will see, sir has given to me. We have to feel like that. But if I give the same 100 rupees note, you can use in the both the ways. Multi-purpose you can solve. Is the point is clear? And sir, now the functions, what are the inbuilt functions are there? All the inbuilt functions, whether written is there or print is there, means 99 point, not 99, 100 out of 100, everything are written only. Inbuilt functions are having written by default. Okay. Inbuilt functions, what are the Python functions are created? Inbuilt functions, inbuilt module functions, what are inbuilt are created? Every function was created with the written, so that we can store them. We can store them or we can print them as per our choice. Whatever we want, we can do. Is the point is clear, guys? Everyone? Sir, so by using program, also we are getting the same as when we need to change in a function. Answer, then we need to change in the function. Function means only program. Every function internally what will have means program will be there. By default, function only consists of program. Tell me what is meant by function. If anyone asks you what is meant by function. Exactly. So function, whatever we are having, the function is nothing but set of lines of code. Some lines of code are written inside that. And we are going to use that one for multiple times for reusability. Once they have written the code inside that, you can use for multiple purpose without using the entire lines of code. Shortcuts we can use. Okay. Every function internally you are having with respect to code only. Either if code or while loop code or for loop code, or in terms of normal lines of code, some code is there inside. Every function consists of some code. Is the points are clear? Is your question is clear? Nazma Sultana. And everyone, functions notes and task related to functions, everything was uploaded. Is that clear? And only thing is, latest notes, whatever we have discussed for your class, that will be discussed. See, major problem with when we know the subject, what is the problem is, once we know the concept, what are the concepts we are practicing, once we know the concept, in that case, we are going to have the infinite number of examples. In front of you, I will write some example. In front of others, I will write some examples. See, when I'm by-hearting, when I have by-hearted or I have fixed this one only code, in this way only I have to explain. If I have fixed something, then for every batch, concepts will remain same. I mean, example also, my way of talking also, everything will remain same. Now, what are the examples I have discussed with you? The same examples I may not discuss with the other batch. With what are the motivation or what are the class I'm giving to you, I may not give for others. It's all depends. It's all depends on the students at the time whatever I'm explaining. So here, I'm not fixing the examples. I have to explain this example only. By heart this example, explain this example as it is. If the student asks, sir, could you repeat, means exactly again same example repeating and making the student to by heart this example, that is not my way. Explain the concept and create the examples, infinite number of examples on the spot. Instantly. Once you know the concept, we can create unlimited number of examples. There is no restriction that this example only you have to use. Is the points are clear, guys? Now, module. What is meant by module? A module is a group of functions or variables saved to a Python file. It consists of functions and along with the functions, variables also. And what are the different types of modules are there? Means inbuilt and user defined. These are the two different. Okay, once you have written the notes, we'll discuss. Done? Now, so here we are having the different types of modules are there. One is inbuilt module, that is import math. And if you want to see inside the math what are the various functions are there, you can see by using the help of math. And this help of math will work only after importing this one. If without importing this one, help of math will not work. It will throw the error that what is meant by math. So once you have imported math, then it is going to work. Now within that math, there is a function called as exp. What is exp function means? It is going to take one argument, and what is the argument is x. What is the type of argument is compulsory, and what is the output it is going to give means e power x. That is e power 1. So 2.71. Next, there is a function called as POW. Within this, there is a function called as POW. Now, what is this POW within the math function means? It is going to take two arguments, two compulsory arguments, and it is going to return the x to the power of y. And that is 2 cube. And it is going to give the output as 8. And there is one more function called as log. Log means it is going to take a log, and it is going to have only one argument, and it is going to return the log of x to the base e. Log to base e. And I'm going to ask in terms of log 5. Log to base e is called as ln. In our calculator, it is called as ln. Who are using the scientific calculator? ln. Log to base 10 is called as log in the scientific calculator. Okay. So this is max. This is scientific calculator, and this is Python. In the max, we'll write log to base e. In scientific calculator, it is ln. In Python, it is log of function. Now, in max, log 10, log to base 10. In scientific calculator, it is called as simply log. Here we have to use in Python log 10 of. Okay. So first log 5. So here I'm using log 5. What is meant by log 5 in Python means it is nothing but log to base e. In scientific calculator, it is equal to ln. So if you want, I will open the scientific calculator also. Okay, in the scientific, because you're going to compare that logarithmic value in the calculator. Some of the student will open in the calculator. For that reason, I'm explaining. 5 ln. There is an option called as ln. ln of 5. What is the value? 1.609. The same answer you are going to get here. Okay. Next I'm going to take same 5. This time once again I'm going to consider the 5, but this time I'm applying the log. In scientific calculator, what is meant by log means it is log to base 10. And you are going to get the output like this. When I apply the log, what is the output? 0.698. So 0.698. Is the point is clear? One is log to base 10, one is log to base E. Okay. Next, we are having in terms of factorial function. There is a factorial function within the math and it is going to give the factorial value, right? And in this same math module, if you drag down, can you see here variables are also available? Total 5 variables are there. Okay, variable 1 is E, second one is INF, third one is NAN, fourth one is pi, and fifth one is tau. Now, whatever we are having, this variable I want to use means mat.e. No need to write E bracket. E bracket is function. Just if you write only E, you are accessing the variable. Max.e, max.pi. Sir, what is this? Just let's take an example. So yesterday we have created one user-defined module. Do you remember? What is the user-defined module we have created is called as SRK. Just let us open that. Where is this? Now this is srk.py. Now in this py file, I'm adding the one more variable called as x is equal to 99, y is equal to 25, z is equal, or two variables. Let's write only two variables. Save. Now in this module, how many functions are there? How many variables are there? 4 functions are there. 2 variables are there. Done. Now if I want to use this one, okay, what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the import srk and within the srk I'm going to use the add function. Okay, and in this I'm going to use the variable also srk.x. Now in that variable, have you used the small x or caps lock s? So let us modify this one to small x and small y. Choice is yours. If you save in the caps lock also, not a problem. So I'm going to have import srk, and in that small x, what is the value of small x? What is the value you have given just now? In the small x, 99, in small y, 25. So how to access this value now? X srk dot small x, and you are going to get 1 minute. Just I'm trying to re-import one more time, because earlier I have imported the caps lock srk I have saved now. That one was imported. Just I'm trying to re-import. Is that clear? Now, if you want only y value, dot y. If you want the function miss, you have to use the function like this. If you want variable miss, like this. Now in the math also, if you want to use function miss, we have to write the bracket. If I want to use the variable miss, just dot variable name. Don't write the function name, variable name. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? That's it. Now, there is one more module called as random. Sir, there are multiple modules now. Why you are explaining only these modules? How many modules are available? First tell us. In the Python, 25,000 plus modules are there. 25,000 plus. Modules only 25,000. Inside the modules, functions. Again. Modules only 25,000 are available. Now, how many modules we are going to learn? Which is related to data analytics, that we are going to learn. Which is not related to data analytics, no need to learn. Sir, I want to learn all the 25,000 modules. Your 100 years lifespan also will not be sufficient. If you try to cover every day one module also, 25,000 days you require. Okay. If you completely stay for 100 years also, 100 into 365 also, 36,500 only. Okay, out of already 22 years already completed. From now you have to start now. Daily one module. In that entire lifespan also it will not be completed. Because one module you have to complete means inside all the functions you have to complete, right? By that time 100% you will be in the Erragadda only. In the Hyderabad. If you are staying in Hyderabad means surely will be in the Erragadda. I mean, special hospitals are there for that. Okay, so that is the problem. So none of the person in the world, even the person who created the Python, he also don't know all the modules. In the interview, he only has told that one. It is highly impossible. Then how you created that one? Without you only don't know means, then how you created? That is the question. Array, this was not created by me. It was created by a set group of people. How many, what is the group, you know? What is the size of the group? Around 8,000 people has created that one. One person has created only three modules also. 25,000 modules will be created. It is a group, community. It is not the individual person who has developed the Python. It is a group has developed the Python. And still it is going on. In the future also modules will be added. Every year 1 or 2 modules will be added or 10 modules might be added. New things will develop, new modules will develop. In the AI, as AI grows, new modules will come. Never ending process. So whatever is related to us, that only we are going to learn. So that is the reason I told at the starting only, first you have to decide what you want to be. If you want to become the data analyst means this one. If you want to become a Python developer means separate one. Without knowing what we have to become means in Python it is not possible because that many things will be there. Python is not designed only for data analyst role or Python is not only designed for web development role. Python was designed for multiple purpose. It is like some kind of C. Okay, C or version. What are okay? So what are the version you are having? In that version, we are going to pick whatever we want. Right? Now, similarly, there is one more module called as random. The function module name is called as random. Now I have explained for you math module. Now I am explaining for you random module. In the math module also I have not explained all the functions, only some functions. Sir, how you decided only those functions? Because in my experience as a data analyst or a data scientist, I'll be using some functions now in my daily routine life. From last 5 years, not 1 day or 2 days, for 5 years or how many years of experience I'm having as a data scientist, that many years I'll be using every day some functions, right? Some functions or modules. What are the functions and modules I have used till now in my entire career as a data scientist or a data analyst? How many functions I have used in my career? Those functions I am discussing with you. Which I have only not used. Then there is no use now. Is the point is clear? So now import random. In the random, we are going to import in terms of like this random module. And within the random, there is a function called as one more function called as random. The function name itself, it is random. So in the random, now what it is going to give? X in the interval between 0 to 1 means it is going to give one number randomly between 0 to 1. So you are going to get one number between 0 to 1. Sir, I don't want one number, sir. I want 5 numbers. Execute the same code for 5 times. 5 times, sir. How? For loop. For I in range of 5. So just execute this one for 5 times. Print. So 5 numbers will be printed. One time you want means one time. 10 times you want means 10 times. 100 times you want means 100 times. Right? So just I am showing for one time means you can create for 10 times also same thing now. Randomly it is going to generate one number between 0 to 0 to 1. Now there is one more function called as rand int. Int means integer it will give. Here it is going to give the floating values. Here it is going to give the integer values. Between 1 to 100, one number randomly it picks. Once you again execute randomly one number. Once you execute randomly one number. Now here if you type in the Google random number generator. If you type here 1 to 100 and click on the generate, it is going to generate one number randomly like this. What is the backend code? You are clicking and it is working fine. What is the backend code? This is the one. Random.randint. Is the point is clear? That is the backend code and it is generating one number randomly. In the lucky draw system, they are going to pick at a time 10 numbers. Okay, starting ticket size, starting ticket number is 1 and 10,000 people are there. Out of 10,000 people, we have to pick one number, means one number will be picked. I want 10 numbers. 10 numbers out of lucky draw system. For 10,000 people will sell and in that 5 members randomly will pick. Randomly. Sir, my question is, if it is randomly selected, fine. Up to that it is fine. My question is, if the number get a chance of repetition, the random now, first time one number was picked, second time one number was picked, randomly it is picking now. Now when it is picking randomly, there is a probability of getting the repetition also, right? But I don't want repeated numbers. What I have to do? Now very simple. Just take S is equal to empty set. How to select empty set? Set off. Take one empty set and S dot add of this one. 10 numbers you add. Now after 10 numbers, if whenever you are adding, if length of S is equal to 10, break. Now here I'm going to write while true, and here I'm going to take in terms of I is equal to random dot rand int. What are the rand int is there? Rand int in between 1 to 100. So first it is going to take 1 to 100 one number and it is going to add the I value. Where? Into the set. One number. And length is equal to only one as of now. It will not break. And again it will come back to here. Again it will set one number and it will be added. Again one number, added. Again one number. If repetition is there, automatically set will not accept now. When the length of S is equal to 10, it will break. Means now in the set, how many values will be there? 10 values will be there. The 10 values also, unique values only will be there. Repetition also okay. Apply the length. Length dot append. Repetition is okay, means length dot append. Repetition is not allowed, means S dot add. Is the point is clear? And you are going to write the code. Everyone, any questions? Sir, but the output I want in terms of list, sir. List of numbers they ask. List of S. L is equal to print L. Sir, they ask not program, sir, function. Def. One line extra code. According to the requirement in the question what they have given. Set is okay, means set. List only they ask me convert. Function means function. Anything. Okay. See, I'm saying that based on the requirement. I'm not fixing the code. Completely depends on the based on the requirement. Now there is a rand range. Now what is meant by rand range means it is going to give the range function. So how the range function works in the same way, starting to ending with a step. One number is selected, even number only. It is selecting randomly one even number. It will not select the odd numbers. What is the difference between the randint versus this one means randint will consist of all the numbers. Range will consist of only the particular step. What are the pattern you are giving? For example, I want which are divisible by 3 only. Which numbers are divisible by 3 only? In that only one number it has to pick. You should not pick the other numbers which are divisible by 3 only. Is the point is clear? Next one is called as choice. Here you are going to take the list. In the list I am writing here Sunny, Bunny, Chinny and Winnie. Okay, 4 names I have given. In these 4 names, I want to select any one. Random dot choice. It is going to select within these 4 only any one. Okay. Is the point is clear? Now, just we are going to have, this is random choice. Randomly it is going to pick within the given list. In the given list, it is identifying any one. So these are all the user inbuilt modules. Math is an inbuilt module. Random is an inbuilt module. Now I'm moving on to the user defined module called as SRK. Next concept is with respect to user defined module. Now whatever the user defined module is there, in that I'm going to import the SRK. Import SRK and I'm going to execute the code. Now import SRK you can write and you can take like this, SRK dot add of 2 comma 3, or you can import the SRK as S, shortcut as S, S dot add. S dot add means nothing but SRK dot add only, shortcut. Sir, why sir shortcut? I'm not having that much of energy to type SRK, 3 letters. Okay, to save my energy I'm writing. Sir, 3 letters to 1 letter, that much of energy will be saved. Okay, this is small na. I have saved the module name called as Sivaram Krishna. Sivaram Krishna dot add, Sivaram Krishna dot sub, Sivaram Krishna dot mul, Sivaram Krishna. I can't use like this na. Import Sivaram Krishna as SRK. Shortcut. Okay. So import SRK as S and S dot add means both are same. Above and below both are same. Instead of here SRK, here S. Shortcut. S dot add means indirectly SRK dot add only. Right? From SRK, import star means functions are imported. So this time you no need to even write the module name at the starting. Directly you can write the function name only. Already in the last class I have told you what is the difference between both of them. And within the module, if you are interested to select some functions, I don't want all the functions, I want to import only add function, then sub function, mul function, div function, remaining things will not work. Whichever the function you have imported, only that will work. Okay. Now, sir, what is the advantage of this? In this above example, see, from SRK import star means it imports all the functions. How many functions are there? From SRK dot add, it is going to import the only add function, or if I am importing only add comma sub means only 2 functions are imported. Remaining mul and div is not imported. So they will not work. Only these 2 will work. Only these 2 will work. Sir, now what is the advantage, sir? Let us take an example. Here in the math, I have imported math now. Now in the math, how many functions are there? Multiple functions are there, right? So many functions are there. Now, for example, from math, let us take, in the math you are having almost 25 functions are there. Assume 25 functions are there inside the math. From math, I'm going to import star. From math import star means all the 25 functions will be imported. Where? In the RAM. Okay. Now, when I know that in this 25 functions, I'm going to use only 5 functions, remaining 20 functions I'm not going to use. When I know, why to import remaining 20 functions additionally for me? Waste of time now. I mean, waste of memory, right? In the RAM, if you keep 25 functions, it is going to use 25 MB space. Now, instead of 25 functions, if you import 5 functions, only 5 functions space only will be used. Why to waste unnecessary memory space in the RAM? If unnecessary things, if you import, for example, in your mobile phone, if you are not using the app, but you are opening the app and you are minimizing that one, where it will store? In your mobile phone, as of now, some apps are running in the back end. You have not closed them. You have not cleared them. You are keeping the apps running like that only, but in the background. Okay. Assume that in the class you are entering. Before to the class, you are doing something in the apps and you have minimized them. Now, whatever you have minimized the apps, in that you are going to use only one app continuously. Remaining apps you are not going to use. Why to waste that one in the memory? Sir, if it is in memory, what is the problem for you, sir? It is, my system will be slow. Automatically system will be slow. Your mobile phone, when multiple apps open at a time, 20 to 30 apps, and after that you try to execute any one of the app, automatically your mobile phone starts lagging, means slowness. So to remove that slowness, we have to close all the running apps which we are not using. Same thing here also. So when we know from math, I want to use only one function called as sqrt. I don't want other functions. Then only import sqrt. Why to import remaining 24 functions? Sir, I'm going to use sqrt and factorial. Then import only these two or 5. Whichever the functions are you are importing from module, import either one function or function 1 comma function 2 comma function 3, like that. How many functions you want? If you want all the functions, miss star indicates all, function indicates one function, this one indicates selected functions. 3 options are there. Is the point is clear? So as per the requirement, we are going to select. So these are the options I told you now. First import module name. You can import the multiple modules at a time. Module 1, that is import srk comma random comma math. 3 of them will be imported in a single shot. Okay, you can import module 1 as m, shortcut as m, like srk as s. You can import the module 1 as m1, module 2 as m2, or from the module you can import the functions. Functions are variables, and you can select all the functions also by using the star. These are the various options of import. Is the points are clear, guys? And in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss, today we have covered the math and random module. Tomorrow we are going to start the next module called as NumPy. In the NumPy also some functions are there. In Pandas also some functions are there. What are those functions? What arguments it will take? And what is the output if you understand? Completed. Python is completed. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we'll start with the NumPy. Done. If you are having any questions, you can ask. Already notes was uploaded, task was uploaded. And third one, if you are having any doubts, in order to connect with the mentor, online students, not offline students, you are having the lab facility. For online students, if you want to connect with the mentor, I'm going to share you, okay, module notes. Yes, I'm going to upload the module notes also. Just give me 1 minute. Immediately I will upload now itself. Based on the modules, there is no any kind of task, because just functions, if you know, miss, just you are going to store all the functions and import only now. So I'm just adding the module nodes also. 1 minute. Done. Module nodes also uploaded. Functions nodes and module nodes. Okay. And here after the 12, number 11, 12, after 12, directly 14 is there. In between 13 is not there. Don't get confused. 13 number is not available. That in a flow 14 was given. Okay. Don't think that some topic is missing here. Topic is not missing. That is number only, wrong number was selected. In a flow it went. Basically, I'm not interested in 13 numbers. So generally 13 number I'll ignore. In my case, wherever 13 number comes, I'll ignore. That is my habit, general habit. So in the flow I have come, here also I have done the same. Okay. Done. If no questions, you can leave. Online students, I'm going to share you the mentor related link in your drive. Sorry, in the classroom. In the classroom, I'm going to share you the link. Parameter కానీ argument కానీ ఒకటి. అలా ఏం లేదు, రెండు ఒకటే, రెండు పేర్లు ఒకటే.